Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this week I'm going to talk a little bit about my plans for some spring sewing. So let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura and I'm the Carpe Diem Stitcher. So if you're new here, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the content. And if you're a current subscriber or you've watched my videos before, welcome back, and it's nice to have you back with me again. So for those of you who've watched one or more of my videos, you might have noticed that I haven't been around for a couple of weeks. And that's because I've been a bit poorly, so I didn't film a video last week because I really wasn't up to it. I was really tired and I spent a lot of time sleeping. So I had a bit of a break and I've been off work, but I'm going back to work on Monday and I'm feeling so much better. So yes, so I'm back. So I thought today, as I said in the intro, there hasn't been a lot of sewing going on. I've got my Sew Yellow for Endo make cut out, and I've got my Sew Frugal 22 make cut out, and they're both ready to sew. So I'm still on schedule to complete those by the 26th for Sew Yellow for Endo and the 31st for Sew Frugal 22. But I wasn't going to put myself under enormous pressure to do an awful lot more than that in March. I've also got a shirt cut out that I mentioned to you in my very first vlog, which I'm hoping to get started on as well. But I haven't done much, so I haven't really got anything to show you. So I thought I'd concentrate on some plans for what else I might get up to in the next few months. So as I mentioned to you in the first video, I'm not going to say, oh, this is what I'm going to be doing literally over the next month, because I don't always get so much time to sew. But these are some thoughts about things that I want to try to get on with. Some are really firm plans, some are things that actually I'd love your input on. And if you have left me comments on future videos, thank you so much. It's been really great, and I'm trying to reply to everyone. So if you've left me a comment in the last day or so and I've not replied, I will. But it's lovely. It's been really lovely to engage with you all. So thank you so much for that. And thank you also to everyone who's subscribed so far. So yeah, let's get into it. So the other thing I thought I'd just mention right at the start is that I did mention that I was going to try to engage a bit more with my colour palette and the Sew Your Colours 22 challenge that Hales Moore has set from Hales Moore Sewing, and I'll link her channel down below. And she set up the challenge called Sew Your Colours 22. And I can't remember the link. I'll put the link down below, but she used herself a kind of free work out your own colour palette website that you can use to kind of get a sense of where you are. So I did that, and I'll pop the colour palette that I came out as up here, and I came out as a deep winter, which is kind of, as you'll see, it's kind of jewel tones, and interestingly the colours it says I should avoid are kind of rusts, light browns and yellows. And I thought this was really interesting, and I think when you get to see some of my fabric that I've got out here, you'll see that actually I probably do gravitate towards those kinds of colours anyway. But before we start, I just wanted to show you really quickly. Years and years ago, I used to be a solicitor and I worked in London, and they got a company which at the time was called CMB, I think it's now called Colour Me Beautiful, to kind of come in and give us all a session around image and, you know, dressing to your shape and colour, but it was like a group thing. But each of us got given a palette with our 20 safe colours. So this would have been in the late 90s that I got mine. And actually, if I show you what I was given, they came in a wallet, but I think the wallet will shine too much, so I've taken them out of the wallet. But if I show you what I was given at the time, you'll see it's not actually all that different. So they do say, you know, you have the same colour palette for life. I think the only really striking difference is that pale yellow is in there and there's no yellow at all in the deep winter colour palette. So that's quite interesting. But I think a lot of these colours are very, very similar. So that's actually quite encouraging, because that's kind of what I've tended to be guided by in the past. Sometimes if I just like things, I'll just buy them anyway and not worry about it. So yeah, so we can talk more about that in a future vlog if you like, but I thought you might like to see that before I start showing you fabrics for my future plans. So, two things that I am definitely going to make are, in fact I was trying to cut this out last night but I ran out of steam and energy really, is the Butterick, I might have mentioned this in my first vlog, B388, and I've made the dress before, and I'll pop a picture up there of the dress that I made, which ironically is in orange, which I don't think is one of my colours, but I quite like it anyway. And this time I'm going to make view C, which is the long sleeved top. So I'm going to try and get that made up fairly soon, because although we're getting into spring, I think you can still do with some nice warm cover-ups. And I'm going to do that in this lovely French terry, which I got from First for Fabrics. So, and I really like this. I think it's really pretty, and again you see it's got these jewel tones in it. So yes, I really like that, and I think that will be really great and really cosy and warm. So that's the first plan, which hopefully I will get into fairly soon. I think this is going to be one of these videos where I'm going to have fabric on the floor by the end. I'm sure of it. Never mind. And then I've also got this really lovely fabric, which is another French terry, which I got, I think, from Little Legs Fabrics, which you know I've said before I really like. And I've also seen Michelle from Sewing Bunny make the Stella hoodie in this material, and I really liked it, and I thought for a while I was also going to make the Stella hoodie, but I've actually now decided I'm not going to. I'm going to do the hot chocolate pattern from what is now Waves and Wild. It was made by Jack's mum, and I've got the old pattern. So my head says I should do the hoodie top. My heart says I'd really like a hoodie dress, but A, I'm not sure if I've got enough fabric to do the dress, and B, I suspect I will get more wear out of the top. So I'm going to see when I lay the pattern out. So I've got it printed, but I've got to stick it together because the made by Jack's mum's version is in A4, so I've still got to stick it together. I didn't get the A0 at the time. So, okay. That's that one, and I've got some of the ribbing in a kind of teal to go on the bottom of that if I do need it. So that's that. And then the next thing in the kind of jersey tops type of thing that I'd really quite like to make actually links to what I'm wearing. So what I'm wearing today is actually ready to wear, and it's just this, as you can see, it's just a shortish jersey top. Goes down, if I tilt the camera down. Still can't see. There you go. It's just a jersey top, but I really like this asymmetric neck. So this came from Marks and Spencer's donkeys years ago, and you'll see it's got the 3 different styles of fabric, but they all complement each other because they're all grey and purple. So you've got little hearts on the neck, and then underneath you've got the stripe, and the stripe on the yoke, and the narrower stripe. And I really want to try to recreate this, not necessarily in stripes. I quite fancy floral and maybe a plain, something like that. But the pattern that I want to use for that is the Love Notions Terror Tunic, which has got a neckline. I'll put the line drawings up here. That's really similar, or I'll put a picture of the asymmetric neckline, and it's really similar, and I think it would be really good to go off and remake this pattern. And that comes in sizes, sorry I keep looking down because I've got my iPad down here, so that comes in sizes extra small, which is bust size 33, waist 26.5 inches and hip 35.5 inches. Goes up to a 5X, which is a 57.5 inch bust, 49.5 inch waist and 59.5 inch hip. I think they've extended their size range. They're going through their patterns gradually and extending the size range, and that's definitely one where they've done it recently. So I think that's really good. So that's another plan that I really want to try and recreate this, because it isn't going to last forever and I just really like the style. So that's another plan that I want to try to get to. So I think that's it for jerseys for now, though I would say I think I'm quite likely to make quite a few t-shirts as kind of palette cleansers, but I haven't really made firm plans as to which and what fabric. So if you'd like, leave me a comment down below and I'll do a video around planned t-shirts. But otherwise I might just show you as I go along and do a bit of a comparison about what I think about the various patterns and things. So that's it for jersey. So the next pattern that I wanted to talk about, or the next fabric, is this. And this is a denim chambray, and again you can see I've got all the dual colours in it, and I've had this for ages. And my original plan for this, it came from Minerva Fabric, and I think I've got about 3 meters of it. My original plan was to make the Sew House 7 tea dress. So this pattern here. Now I have already made the top, and I did it as in effect a wearable toile, and I'll put a picture up here of it. And I did it in this red fabric, which I think is actually a quilting cotton from John Loudon, and I really like it. And I extended the ties, I think, on it to make it a bit easier to go around my waist. I think I extended the ties. I'll have to check. And so I like the top, but I tend to find I only really wear it in the winter. I tend to find that I wear it over a black polo neck sweater, and I don't think I wore it at all in the summer. I'm not really big on having bare arms even in the summer, so I haven't got that much wear out of it. So now I'm hesitating. So just to let you know, in terms of sizing, if you like the outfit, this comes in sizes 0 to 20, and size 0 is 32 inch bust, waist 24.5 inches and hip 35 inches, and it goes up to a size 20, which is bust 47 inches, waist 39.5 inches and hip 50 inches. And I made a size 2, which was for hip 36 inches, which actually I'm quite a bit more than that, and I was even at the time. But A, I made the top, and B, it has got quite a lot of room in it. There was quite a lot of ease, so I made the size 2, and it was absolutely fine. So that's one alternative, but I'm wondering about not making that and making the Adeline, or Adeline, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, wrap dress and top from Forget Me Not Patterns, which I'll pop a picture of it in here if I can. And I just wondered if that would give me a bit of variety. I own the pattern already, but I haven't made it, I haven't tried it yet. And this comes in sizes, here we go, 28, which is bust 28.5 inches, waist 21.5 inches and hip 32.5 inches. Goes up to size 48, which is a bust of 48.5 inches, a waist of 41.5 inches and a hip of 52.5 inches. So yes, I really like the dress. Some of the images on the website are really nice, and I just wondered about that as an alternative, because I'm not getting so much wear out of the Sew House 7 top. So I could make the dress and then just wear it again with a pullover underneath it in the winter as a kind of pinafore. And that actually isn't an unpleasant idea to me at all, but I just wonder, maybe because the Adeline has got long sleeves, so that might suit me better. So let me know what you think in the comments. Be interesting to see what you think about that. So that is that fabric and pattern. So as you can see, it's not a firm plan, it's just really kind of what I'm thinking about, and fabrics I want to sew up really. So the next fabric I want to talk about is a woven fabric, and this is, if I open it out, I bought this I think in a sale and I can't remember where from, but it's a Lady McElroy and it's a cotton lawn, and if I open it out a bit more, it's called Tokyo Nights, and you'll see it's literally the kind of, have I got it upside down? Yes, I've got it upside down. It's kind of picture of all the signs in Tokyo by night. So it's really bright. Again, lots and lots of different colours in it, really pretty. But I bought it without any really clear plan in mind. I think it would actually make great pyjamas, but I kind of think it would be a really expensive pair of pyjamas and nobody would really see them, and that would be a shame. So I've been wondering about making one of the shirt dresses from the Sew Over It ebooks, because you will remember, or you may remember if you've seen my first vlog, that one of my goals is to sew more from some of the books and ebooks that I already own this year. And in both the Work to Weekend ebook and the City Break ebook, there is a shirt dress. I'm not sure I can put images up. I don't think you can do that so easily with Sew Over It. But in the Work to Weekend ebook, there is a shirt dress with kind of slits up the side. I'll put the link to the ebook down below, and it's called the Kate dress. And in the City Break book, there is a more kind of traditional shirt shaped dress, so it's got a bit more of a curved hemline, and that's called the Alex shirt and dress. So I'd wondered about one of those, because it does talk about if you do it in a lightweight fabric, then you'd have a kind of evening shirt dress, which is really quite pretty, would be quite striking. So it'd be quite nice if we ever get to go on holiday anywhere warm this year. So and I do like shirts. I do like making shirts. I know I've mentioned that before. So I would like to try and make a shirt dress this year. So that's that fabric, which I shall fold up neatly later, otherwise we will be here all day. So that's that. And then one of the other things I said I was going to do this year was jeans. And so again, this is on my sewing goals in my first vlog. I said jeans and I said dungarees. But then I've been really nervous about doing it, and I think that's because I've got some nice fabric that I want to make the jeans in, and the dungarees possibly, and I just don't want to risk cutting into it because I'm really aware about, you know, fitting issues and getting it wrong and all that. So I thought this week, particularly because of being off sick, it didn't stop me thinking about sewing. I just couldn't really do any because I didn't have any energy. But I thought, right, okay, I am not going to let myself just kind of not do this, but I need to get some cheaper denim. So what I actually did was I bought a Lucky Dip denim fabric bundle from Dalston Mill Fabrics, and what you get for £40 is 8 metres in cuts of either 2 metres or 3 metres of various different denims. So I ordered that, and I think I ordered it on Sunday night, I think, and I had it by Tuesday. So it was really quick. So I won't show you all of it because it's all quite dark. But this is one of the cuts. So I got 4 cuts, and they are all kind of varying shades of sort of either black or indigo denim. They're none of them particularly light, but I don't mind that because I quite like dark denim, so that's fine. And they are all stretch. So I didn't get any that was rigid denim. So I think I could have done. I think it just depends on the look of the drawer, what you get. And I think they are all different because they've all got different selvages. But anyway, I've got these various 2 metre cuts. And of course, obviously at £5 a metre, that doesn't feel so bad. And hopefully I will get some wearable toiles out of them. So yeah, I think I'll feel a bit more confident to cut into this. So what are my imminent plans with this fabric? Well, first of all, I thought I would start with the Sew Over It Ultimate Trousers, because that was one of the patterns that I mentioned before, that I would start with that before I started moving on to jeans. So this has got a side zip and they're relatively cropped, which I don't mind, and I think a pair of cropped jeans for the summer would be quite nice. So if they come out and they're wearable, that's great, and it does suggest that you might want to use something with a bit of stretch in it, so that's really good. So the body measurements for this are a UK size 8 up to a UK size 20, and they're saying waist is 26 inches on the size 8, hip is 36 inches, and on the size 20, waist is 38 inches and hip is 48 inches. But this is an old pattern, so I don't know whether or not they've extended their size ranges, because I know they've updated quite a lot of their patterns, and I don't know if the size range is greater now or not, I'm not sure. But these require, so for my size, roughly 1.5 meters. So that's absolutely fine. I'll get that out of one of those cuts of denim with no problem. So that is going to be the first attempt at the ultimate trousers. But then if that all works, I'd quite like to make them again in this, which is a kind of stretch cotton. And I got this from So Much More. So again, I actually got this in a sale, but I think that's really pretty. And again, you see the jewel tones are coming out. So I'm pretty happy, and I mean, it'll be on my bottom half anyway, but I think that's absolutely fine in terms of my colour palette. I really like that fabric, and I think that'll be absolutely fine for a pair of trousers. And it is stretch woven, so yeah, you can see it's got, if I turn it the right way around, it's got quite a lot of stretch in it, so that would be absolutely fine for the ultimate trousers. So that's that one. And then the other thing that I thought I would look at as a priority, well, there were two things. One is the Mountain View jeans by Itch to Stitch, which I can't give you the sizing of because I haven't got it in front of me, but I've got it as a PDF, so I'll put a link to it down below. But they're kind of a bit like almost like a pull, well, they're a pull-on jean, so there's no need to do an actual fly. So I thought I might do those first before I venture into doing something like the ginger jeans. So I thought I'd try those. And the other good thing about doing them in a plain denim is they've got a seam down the back of the leg. And I kind of thought, well, that's okay, I don't mind that, but I would mind it if I was trying to match a pattern. So I'm quite happy that I've got some plain denim to have a go at them with. And the other thing is the Tilly and the Buttons Myla Dungarees, which I know I mentioned in my first vlog about sewing goals. So again, I thought I'd try and do that in plain denim first. And in my copy of the pattern, and I know Tilly's going through and extending some of her pattern sizes. Again, I don't know if she's done it with this one yet. This comes in sizes 1 to 8, and that's bust 30 inches, waist 24 inches, and hip 33 inches on the size 1. And it goes up to size 8, which is 44-inch bust, 38-inch waist, and hip 47. So at the moment, on my copy of the pattern, not necessarily all that inclusive, but it may be that she's expanded them, and I know some of her patterns come in larger size ranges, so do have a look on the website, and I'll link her website below. So that is the Dungarees. And then if I can manage to make them work, I might although again I am slightly worried about the play school presenter that I talked about in my which video was it, my So Frugal video. I've got this fantastic spotty denim fabric and I just really fancy some dungarees in it. I know I might look a bit, I don't know, will I look ridiculous if I wear it with a plain top? I just quite fancy the idea of some dungarees in that. And I've got loads and loads of this stuff, so I could probably even get a skirt out of it as well, I think. I've got a lot of it. When I first started buying fabric, I had no real sense of how much extra you needed to allow on things, and I didn't really trust myself. If I was ordering fabric and I didn't have the pattern, I would always order way too much. I've got a bit better at that now, but yes, as a result, I've got stacks and stacks of quite a lot of the fabrics that I bought really early on, but I've learnt now, hopefully. So there is that to think about, but again, let me know. Spotty dungarees or plain dungarees. Definitely plain in the first instance. And then the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is not really spring sewing, it's well, it's sewing more for summer. So we've been invited to an engagement party, which is really exciting, and this is in June, so if I want to make something for it, I'll obviously have to start ahead of that. And it'll be, I think, largely outside. It's going to be in a garden, and so it would be really nice to sew something for it. And I am at the moment kind of thinking about alternatives. So you might remember me talking to you in one of my videos about when I did the seamstress tag, and I talked about what my worst sewing disaster was, and I said it was an outfit I'd attempted to make for a wedding, and that wedding actually took place in October in the end, and I made something else which I will show you at some point. But originally that wedding had meant to be taking place in May of the previous year, and obviously then COVID happened, and so it got postponed twice, and what you want to wear in May isn't necessarily what you would wear in October. But originally I had planned to make a dress out of this fabric, which is really beautiful, but it's very thin. It's a raspberry sateen charmeuse, and it comes from Fabworks, as did actually the polka dot denim, because I got them at the same time. And I've got loads of this. I've got 5 meters of it, which I think actually was deliberate because I did know what I was going to make with it at the time. So it's really lovely, really drapey, but really thin. So if I do a dress, I might have to line it. It's, how see-through is it? Can you see through it? No, you can't really. You can't really. You might in the light. I'm just looking. I can see the lights through it, but no. Okay, so that's the fabric, and what I was going to sew with it was, this is from the book So Many Dresses, So Little Time, and I was going to make this. It's called, so the principle of this dress, this book is that you get given various bodices, various skirts, and also sleeve pieces, and then you can combine them to make different versions, so you can kind of make your own dress out of the different bits of the patterns. But I really like these together. So this is a cowl neck bodice, and it is shown with a 6-panel skirt, so you see it's kind of got pleats in it, and I really like that. But as I said, I'm not that keen on having bare arms, so I was going to put some sleeves on it, but that's what I was originally planning to make, and I still might. I do like it, but yeah, I still wonder whether I might be a bit cold. I'm not sure. So that's one option. But a couple of other things that I'd wondered about making. I've got another viscose well, a viscose here, which I got in a sale, and I can't remember where from. I'll pop it down below. And I've got over 3 meters of this, and I think this is beautiful. You might argue it is slightly autumnal colours, and it has got some of those colours in that I'm not meant to wear, but I think there's enough pops of colour that I can get away with it. So at some point I really want to turn this into a dress. It's beautiful, beautiful and drapey. So what I'd wondered about making, I wouldn't have enough to make the cowl bodice and skirt because that definitely took more than I've got, I think. But I'd wondered about making the A-line dress by the Avid Seamstress, which is a pattern I've had a while but not actually made up yet, and I really like that. I think it's incredibly elegant, and that I think is showing the longer length, but there is actually a shorter skirt length which I think comes to just above the knee, so you can have either or. But I think that's really lovely and really elegant. And this comes in sizes 0, which is supposed to be a UK 6, up to 8, which is a UK 22. So the size 0 is bust 32.5 inches, waist of 25 inches and a hip of 34.5 inches, and it goes up to a size 8, which is a bust of 48 inches, waist of 42 inches and a hip of 51 inches. So again, not the biggest pattern in the world, but obviously on the hip there's a reasonable amount of ease, so again maybe worth having a look to see if the size range has been expanded, or if actually the ease would mean that actually you get a bit, you could get into it even if you don't quite fit within those measurements. But it suggests light to medium weight fabrics, and that includes viscose. So yeah, I really like that, so I think that might be a nice dress to make, and that might look quite nice for a summer engagement party. I don't want to be really, really formal because it's not a wedding, it's an engagement party, but I'd quite like to be in something that's pretty and a bit more than just everyday. So that's another possibility. And the final possibility is this, which I did actually also buy thinking about the wedding. And so this is the Liberty Fabrics Florence palazzo suit. So it's a jacket, and which comes in two different views actually, and you can also make shorts rather than trousers, so these kind of wide leg trousers, and I think that looks amazing. What I don't know, because I haven't investigated it yet, is whether some of the Liberty patterns I know are re-releases of old patterns. I can't tell. I'll have a look after I finish this, and I will let you know in the notes below if it is a release of another pattern or not, if I can tell. Okay, so this comes in sizes 6 to 22. Has it got the sizing? So size 6 is, oh, it's all in centimetres, which is a bit frustrating, but in centimetres it's bust of 77 centimetres, waist of 58 centimetres and a hip of 83 centimetres, going up to a size 22, which is 112 centimetres, waist of 94 centimetres and a hip of 117 centimetres. So again, that's something that I'd really like to make, but I think I would probably have to go and buy some fabric if I wanted to do that. And the other possibility, which I will just throw out here, but I won't discuss in any great detail, is the layer jumpsuit. That's the other possibility that I wondered about, because I bought that in a sale not so long ago, so I'll pop a picture up there. So that again is something that I have wondered about, and that might be quite nice for an engagement party as well. So that's some of my sewing plans for the next few months. Hopefully I'll get to at least some of them, and there may be the other things thrown in as well. One thing that will definitely be happening as well is that I'm going to participate in Selfless Sew April 22, which is being run by two other vloggers who are Adele, who is Sew for Serenity, and also Crystal, who is my social thread. So I'll link their channels down below, so do go and have a watch of their videos and follow them if you don't already. They're really good. I'm going to be participating in that. So I haven't talked about anything today that's not for me, but I will be sewing at least a couple of things, I think, for my husband in April, and I'll do a separate video about that. So I think that's it from me for today. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a like, drop me a comment, let me know what you think about my choices. And yes, please like, if you like the content of this video, give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content. And if you hit the notification bell, then you'll find out when I upload more content. So it's lovely to be back vlogging, and I hope to see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.